All right, everybody, so we will get rolling officially. You can start in any comfortable seat you like. Virasana, this is just really comfortable for me, particularly with the bench, but you can sit on a yoga block. Simple cross-legged, option 2, or option 3, just a seat with your legs out in front. Actually quite palatable. If your chair's nearby, that could even be option 4. You can sit in the chair for a couple minutes as we get started. All right. So let's get established in that seat. Just however you've configured your legs today, just take a minute to get grounded through whatever's on the ground, wherever those contact points are. Obviously, most of your body's just up in the air, but you've got some contact points, be it in your feet or your shins or your knees. And for all of us, probably the most obvious and most present sense of being grounded is how it feels in the sit bones, down at the bottom, down at the floor of the pelvis. And so take your awareness down there. And let the floor of the pelvis just relax and settle into the ground or your support system, just as it will. And just sense, feel, perhaps even imagine a little bit, your connection to ground. To the floor there in your own home. But pulling back a little further, rooting into the earth, our planetary home. And then just let the awareness move up around, basically around the waistband of your pants, shorts. And feel there just a sense of one, balance and kind of evenness in the front and the back and the left and the right, but also a gentle sense of fluidity. A connection to organs of reproduction. And a connection, just metaphorically, on the side of connecting to elements, the way we connected to the earth through the sit bones. Let this lower belly, pelvic region, maybe feel a sense of connection to water, to something fluid. And next, everyone, bring your attention up to the solar plexus, just above the waistband. the tension around the actual stomach, and connection to your own internal sort of seat of combustion. And as we relate these areas metaphorically to very primal elements, this section can invoke the sun and fire. Next, everybody, bring your attention up to the region around your heart. And feel a softness around the heart, an openness around the heart. Feel nice, full, deep breath in your lungs all around your heart. In so doing, connect to that primal and very, very tangible element of the air. And next, just move your awareness up to the throat, and perhaps with a little swallow. Be aware of your throat. Encourage it to relax. Letting go of all those spoken and unspoken words. Might even invoke a little appreciation for your capacity to make small mouth noises. Still feeling that connection to the air. Next, please place your awareness at the space between the brows and just right behind it. To the degree you have the will to do this, just allow that area to soften, maybe to be open, to feel unfurrowed. Maybe feeling a little connection to your part of you that's responsible for cognitive functions and high-level abstract thinking. And then lastly, to finish up our opening meditation here, take the awareness to the crown of the head. And somehow, it's actually sort of easy. Sense an openness around the crown. Right, nothing else on top, the whole world on top. And that openness is subtly a physical thing, right? Kind of relaxing the scalp. But it's also a bit of an alignment thing, just kind of drawing the crown upward. And of course it's a metaphorical openness and that connection to the wider world and all the cosmos. And just follow a few more breaths here and we'll wrap it up. All right, everybody. So, we will come out of this seat momentarily. I'm going to suggest that if you've been in that Virasana, see if you can stay in it for another minute or two. And if you've been in another one, see if you can find your way into this shape. So what we're going to do to finish out this seat is we're just going to hinge down, essentially into a child's pose position with the arms flexed along the ears, forward like this, head relaxed. Oh. Now here we're just releasing through the back of the neck, pressing down through the palms but softening through the fingers and the thumbs, releasing the back of the heart, softening the back, so last little bit here. We're going to shift the hips over to the left. So they're going to drop to the left. We're going to reach that right arm out straight and bend the left elbow. Turn toward the left elbow with your head. So most of us are probably going to feel some stretch through the left upper outer side of this hip that we're leaning toward, through the side of the waist on that side, maybe the opposite side of your neck. Bending one elbow as you release downward, keeping the opposite arm straight. Oh. Let's hit that one time on the new side. So we're going to drop hips to the new side, probably right side for most of you. That's going to yield a straight left arm out to the side and a bent right elbow. Oh, turning the head, dropping the hips, releasing the torso. Everybody, let's slowly release that. I haven't taught that one a lot over the years, fairly new, so if you're a bit confounded by it, that's fine. We'll try to do it a couple times again and again. We're done with it now, but let's shift gears. So please come down onto your belly. Please come down onto your belly. And once you're down on your belly, you're going to tuck under your chin. Well, then you're not going to be able to see. So just watch for 1 second. Just watch. You're going to tuck under your chin. We're going to let the arms extend down along, basically right along the side of the mat. And we're going to squeeze shoulder blades together. We're going to lift the arms. And then we're going to release. So we'll try that about 24 times. It's kind of a lot of goes. So if you needed to, you could pad the forehead with something a little bit bigger than the floor. But if it's fine for your nose, head all the way under. Arms squeeze along your side. Elbows straighten. Shoulder blades squeeze together. And then you release it. So try about 20 to possibly 24. So breaking it down, you are trying to extend out through your elbow joints, wherever your arms wind up. Then you're trying to squeeze your shoulder blades toward each other. Then you're trying to lift. So in a sense, there's 3 different components. Take any bend out of the arms, reach them towards your feet. Even before the arms technically lift, engage the upper back, really feel that action. And then lean into that last piece of lifting those arms. About 10 more times. All right. When you're ready, everybody, you're going to rest 2 hands on your backside, probably on your glutes, maybe up across your sacrum, maybe even overlapping a little bit with your lowest ribs. We're trying to keep the whole of the wrist, the bottom of the forearm, on the backside. Take a look before you take your head down. Take a look. The hands are in position. My arms are relatively relaxed here. And then I'm going to squeeze the shoulder blades and release. Right? So let's try this one about maybe 15 to 20 times. We'll reduce the reps here. So you got the bottom of your forearm / wrists on the backside. Squeeze your shoulder blades, lift the elbows, keep the wrists on your backside, and then release. Oh, so good. Open up the collarbones here. Open up the breastbone. Activate those big, strong, pulling upper back muscles. Help facilitate shoulders that maintain good posture and that aren't rounded forward. A good counter pose to all the great pushing exercises that we tend to do in yoga, which I wouldn't abandon, just making sure we integrate with some exercises that are more pulling based. Last couple goes. Oh my God, that feels good. Last one. And then And let's release that. Oh goodness. Let's come on to the forearms. So we're in like a very low lying Sphinx pose here. And then we're going to tuck under 10 toes. So we're standing tall on tucked toes at this point. And then just slowly, slowly bend a leg. And straighten her back out. And bend the opposite leg. And straighten her back out. So we'll try this maybe a dozen times, alternating side to side. So the head's pretty relaxed, but you've got the kind of strategic lengthening still through the back of the neck. You got the hips pretty much fixed to the ground with a little extension through your spine. We're trying to stay fairly slow on both segments of the movement in the leg. The bending, the heel toward butt, and the straightening, both under control. Find your full range of motion on the bend, short of a cramp. And obviously extend fully to the floor on the straight leg. Last couple goes. One more %. All right. Next. Oh man, that feels good. So next, take a look. This one's very, very simple. But before your head goes down, the head's going to be down, and all we're going to do, there's very little to look at, but you're just squeezing your glute and then relaxing. Squeezing, relaxing. So you can just go after it whenever you're ready. You can be on tuck toes or on flat, long feet. So either you're on your nail beds, or in where your shoelaces are tied, or you're tipped up on the top of your feet, on the top of the toes. Either way, nice, strong, active, robust squeeze. Just isometric work. It's not meant to locomote your body anywhere. And then you relax it. Strong isometric squeeze and relax it. Both glutes are working. Every part of the glute that you can get in contact with works. Let's try about 10 more squeezes. If your toes point out a little bit, your heels come in a little bit, it's probably going to be even easier to recruit a lot of glute strength. Experiment. Last couple goes. Goodness. All right. Let's release all of that. Next, we're going to open up the arms a little bit. They're still flush to the floor, even the forearm and the wrist. Should be enough room to turn the head to one side and have your nose basically in line with your elbow crease. Give or take a couple inches. Pretty close though. Then as you lift, you let the nose come to center, and then you turn it toward the opposite elbow crease. And just sail right along, lifting, keeping a strategic shape in the back of your neck. Lowering, letting your head release all the way down, whether it's temple, jaw, cheek, or ear. And then just repeating. So one way to play this, asana focused only, right? You're really focusing on the nuances, the sensations, the haptic feedback, the somatic experience of moving. Knowing breath will be there for you, but focused on the movement. Option 2, synchronize breath and movement. Bring breath into the field of awareness and lift as long as an inhale lasts, and lower as long as an exhale lasts. So either way, last 30 seconds or so. I'm of two minds on it. It really depends. Sometimes I like syncing up movement to breath. Sometimes I feel like it sets a clock on the movement that doesn't seem like a worthwhile imposition. And sometimes I really just want to focus on the movement, set the pranayama practice aside. Anyway, there's merit in both versions. Now finish the one you're on. Come back to an easy version of Sphinx. Take a look. We've got 2 more movement sequences on our belly, then we'll transition again. So watch this next one first. This time we're going to keep the arms like this, except we're going to turn the forearms like this. So we've got like a little thumb up kind of shape. We're going to then squeeze the shoulder blades and lift one arm at a time. After a couple rounds of that, last little bit to watch, then I'll cue it as we do it. Forehead down, butt squeezed, squeeze shoulder blades, lift both arms. Okay? So round 1, we'll alternate about 10 times right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. Round 2, we'll lift both, and then we'll do one more sequence, then we'll shift gears. So, please come onto your forehead, whether that's padded or just on your mat. Squeeze your glutes a little bit. Point up your thumbs and lift your left arm. Release and lift the right arm. And release. And just go back and forth. One feature you are trying to cook into the movement, wrist is a little higher than elbow. Every lift, wrist a little higher than elbow. Last round we're going to double arms. If you try it and decide it's too much, obviously back to single. Squeeze the shoulder blades, activate the hips, lift up your arms, wrists are higher than elbows. Release. Repeat. Release. Repeat. Last 5. Working 2 arms at the same time, or you've gone back to the 1 arm version. right, everybody, let's release that. Last move from the belly. Take both hands back to your back. We did that a while back. Have your palms up, forearms on the flush to your backside. Barely lift up your chest and your head. Barely lift your left leg. Barely. And reach your right arm out like a wing. Forward like when we used to shake people's hands. And then do like a salute kind of movement at the top. And then reach the arm back out to 9 and 3. Or sorry, to just one of those. And then all the way back to your tail. Rest leg, rest chest, lower head. Ooh. New side. Lift the right leg, just barely. Lift the chest and the head, just barely. Sweep that left arm along one full side of the clock face. Bend at the head. Back through the full clock face. Bend to the tail. And down you come. 2 more per side. So that's lift chest, lift head, lift left leg. Sweep the right arm. 180 degrees it covers. Bent at the top. 180 degrees it covers. Bent at the bottom. Release. Chest, head, lift. Right leg, left arm. I'm a little tight on space over here, so it looks kind of awkward, but just that nice, smooth, full 180. Back again. 1 more per side. Chest, head, left leg, and right arm. Woo. Release, last one. Chest, head, right leg, and left arm. And finally let it all go. Oh, that is good business right there. Let's shift up to all fours. Oh my gosh, that feels good. Oh my goodness. All right, everybody. So from here, we're going to have the hands flat on the floor. We're going to tuck under those toes. Come just up off the knees. And give it about 10 big breaths. So we are trying 1, retract the head. Pull it up toward the sky, but keep the back of the neck long. 2, round the shoulder blades a little bit. Squeeze that area between the shoulder blades. Now we're doing push exercises instead of pull. By pushing the floor away with some resistance. We're trying to slurp the knees just in and up off the ground, enough to absorb a lot of extra weight in the hips. Keep the toes strongly tucked. Last couple breaths here. Now if you're up for a little bit more action, you can do little tiny skips. This was a favorite on the warm-up plate for a while. These little tiny hops. And then, hopping or not, we're going to walk the hands toward the feet. Whew, it took us a while. But let's walk the hands up the feet, up the shins, up the knees, up the thighs. Oh, goodness. All the way up to standing. All right. Nice work, everybody. So, once you're up, you're going to bring the hands to the heart. Take a big full inhale. Sweep out the arms. Reach them up. And this is where you've got the optional back bend. Do it mindfully if you want. Or restrict it deliberately if you're trying to just stay straight. On an exhale, reach out, chest and head away from groin. Groin pushes back, and you come all the way down into a forward bend, releasing the head. Next, we're going to walk the hands out and come back to that same position we were in 2 minutes ago, the top of a crawl. So the knees are about 3 or 4 inches off the ground, under the hips. The hands are under the shoulders. The head's retracted away from the ground. And just give it about 5 big breaths. Now to make this one a little more interesting, see if you can take your right foot over to the left a little bit. And then your left foot over to the right a little bit. So right foot leftward, left foot rightward. A couple times. So you're putting a little twist in there. Getting the legs to really work. Tapping into some primitive breakdancing skills. Then, let's come up to dog pose. About 10 big breaths, everybody, releasing through the back of the neck. Rising up through the tip of the tail. Pressing down through the palms. Soften through the fingers and the thumbs. Glutes are soft. Pelvic floor is relaxed. 2 more big breaths here. To transition, we're going to walk hands toward feet. Walk the hands up the shins, up the knees, up the thighs. Right back to our opening standing pose. And this time let's start with a squat. So we're going to sweep up through the arms. Sit down into the squat. Whew. You can maybe see it happens a little hard on the monitor, but stretching the mat apart. I can kind of see my mat widen a little bit there. Now we're going to reach the arms back and down like a little rocket ship. And about 20 times, squeeze your biceps and then squeeze the triceps. You're going back and forth. So we're in a nice active deep squat. Legs are cooking. And the arms are cooking. About 5 more. Now the next time the arms reach back, pause there. Then we're going to come all the way up and stand. And then back to the squat. And back to the stand. About 10 of those. So not the time for you to do it yet, but just because I've mentioned it before, it's not too dissimilar from getting up out of a chair. In fact, it's very, very close to the same movement pattern. Last couple on your own. If you're feeling really spunky, you can add a jump. Whew. And then let's release. All right. Chair time. If you're not going to use a chair, you can just do basically marching movements. All right? If you're going to use a chair, we're going to alternate feet and step up. That was left foot first. Left. Right. Left. Right. Right foot first would obviously be right. Left. Right goes down first as well. So, either we're working step ups on a chair, or on any stable height you want to step up to. Could be as small as a stair. And if not, every round, every couple rounds, switching which leg goes first. Last couple. Those of you without the chair, we're just marching in place. Similar movement pattern, but without that big step. If you're with chair, you can try some dips. Without the chair, just an arm stretch. So no chair, arms bind behind. Yes, chair. A few dip movements. So arms are just reaching behind your back, absent a chair. Arms are behind your back with weight to lift with the chair. Okay. When you're ready, everybody, let's release all of that. Nice. Back to the mat. So if you've been at the wall with your chair, maybe stepping up on your couch, let's resume with mat alignment. We'll get about wrist distance apart with the feet, pretty wide. And then we're going to hip hinge and keep those hands right under the shoulders. That feels delish. All right. Then I'm going to keep one hand under, reach the opposite arm out. I'm reaching the right arm out at this point. Twisting upward and rightward. Now, the head's got a lot of range, like literally. She can look down. She can look out. She can look up. When you're ready, come back to center. Switch sides. I'm now reaching left arm out, twisting at the trunk, twisting through the ribs, twisting through the shoulder girdle, twisting through the head and the neck. But again, the neck's got options. It could stick with the chest. It could stick with the opposite arm. Or it can look to the lifted arm. One more time back to side one. And then everybody, last time side two, no hurry. Slowly make your way back to center. Then we're going to spin forward. So we're in a lunge. And just a couple times, pull the lunge backward. You can peel off the front foot, stick up the tail, push the lunge forward. You can lean the knee past the front ankle. You can even drop the back foot if you want. where you're on your shoelaces instead of your tucked toes. Pull the lunge. Push the lunge. Modifying that back leg. One more. Pull the lunge. Push the lunge. And last time we're going to spin around. Do the lunge sequence 3 times on the new side. Push it, foot flat. Oh. Pull it, foot lifted. Push, foot flat. Pull, foot lifted. Last one. Let's spin back around and come down onto the belly. All right. So one more little sequence here from the belly. You're going to pull your left arm down and look over that shoulder. Oh my goodness, that feels good. Bring her back. Pull the right elbow down. Look over that shoulder. Couple times. So we're in this kind of neutral base where we did the neck work earlier. But then we're pulling, rotating the head like you're peeking towards your feet. Pulling, rotating the head like you're peeking towards your feet. Couple more %. Oh, gosh. That feels really good. Oh. Last one. From here, everybody, with or without your pad for your head, you could use your hands, you could use an imported pad, you could just go right to your mat. 2 minutes, it'll be short, 2 minutes of belly breathing, diaphragmatic breathing. So despite the fact that the belly is up against the floor, we're trying to breathe in such a way so that you can really sense the diaphragmatic nature of the breath. You can feel your belly attempt to expand into the floor. You can feel the air still get in there. 5 more. When you are ready, we're going to simply flip up or flip around onto our backside. You don't really have to flip up. So you're just going to come to rest on your back. Just let your head relax onto the floor or onto the support system. And feel all the big muscles in your arms relax. Taking your awareness down to the legs, feel all the big muscles in the legs relax. And feel the full weight of your head released into the ground. And then relaxing all the muscles around your eyes and across the brows. Even relaxing through your tongue. Your jaw. Sensing your ears release back and down. And then bringing your awareness to your right thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth finger, fifth finger, palm, wrist, elbow, shoulder, armpit, the side of your waist, relaxing through your right hip, your thigh, your knee, your foot, and your toes. And taking the awareness over to your left thumb, second finger, third finger, fourth, fifth, softening the palm, wrist, elbow, shoulder, armpit, rib cage, your left hip, your left thigh, your knee, your calf, your heel, your foot, and just relaxing your whole body, everywhere. And feeling your breath come in and out like gentle ocean waves on a peaceful, deserted beach. Letting the mind be wide open. And we'll spend a few minutes here in Shavasana, corpse pose. Just begin to reconnect to sounds. From the bell, sound of my voice, ambient sounds in your room. Maybe even the sound of your breath. And as always, take your transitions slow and gently. But as you're ready, do make your way back up to a comfortable seat. And as always, thank you for coming and namaste.